Hello, I'm Archie Luxury and welcome to the program, fuckers. And today I'd like to talk about is the latest Rolex ceramic sports watches, that's the pieces that have the ceramic bezel like the Submariner and the GMT. Is it worth paying a big premium to get these pieces instead of getting the sapphire version, sapphire crystal, with the traditional bezel, which I believe was an aluminum insert? And I want to talk about, is it worth paying the extra for the ceramic? And a case in point, I've just done a review on two GMT Masters. They were two tones. And these pieces were both at Brisbane Vintage Watches, and we'll use Australian dollars. The GMT Master 2 two-tone with a ceramic bezel was about 11,400, whereas the two-tone GMT with the non-ceramic, that's the aluminum insert, it was about 7.5. So there is a huge price differential. It's like a 40% difference. And the question is it really worth that huge premium? And I really wanted to compare the two. And, this is a very interesting question. And I think it's best to remember there's quite a few factors at play here. Number one, with the ceramic, it is a relatively new watch. It's a couple years old, whereas the non-ceramic watch, it was from the early 90s. So you're talking about 10 to 15 years in age difference. Now, with vintage watches, they're not like fucking automobiles, where automobiles go bad with age. Vintage, pre-owned watches, condition is more important than the age of it. However, with the ceramic version, it does have it's got a few improvements. Firstly, you also get the no holes case, which, it's I always like the holes case on a sports watch because it lets you take off the bracelet easily and put on a leather strap. But it is tidied up a bit. That certainly you'd say is a plus. The bracelet itself on the ceramic version, it does have the revised clasp, which is a much nicer clasp. And it's even got the gold part in the middle, whereas on the non-ceramic, it's got the traditional oyster clasp. So, yeah, that's certainly an improvement in the bracelet there. The next thing is that the movements, it's got the next revision. One's a 3185 movement, and the next one on the ceramic is a 3186. So, slight improvement. Nothing huge as far as nothing revolutionary. Very, very evolutionary. And the next thing is, of course, is that the condition of the ceramic piece, because it's so new and fresh, it's a little bit cleaner, stiffer. It's a younger piece. So the question is it worth a 40% premium over the non-ceramic? And if it was me, bang per buck, if you're a bang per buck buyer, I'd probably go for the non-ceramic. I think that's a really good, proposition there. It's a really, really cool piece. It basically looks the same. It's just there's a few little improvements in the ceramic piece. However, if you've really got your heart set on the ceramic, and my good friend in England, Gregory Davis, he really loved the ceramic. And I could see, if you're a really, really true perfectionist, I could see how it would be the ceramic or nothing. And I understand that, But, I think you're paying a huge premium. Personally, look at it this way. You could have a ceramic two-tone GMT and another watch, or, you could have a non-ceramic GMT two-tone plus a date just for the same price as just a two-tone GMT ceramic. So, there's a lot to be said for not buying the ceramic. The other thing is too, I think this must be said, is that as an investment point of view, the non-ceramic is going to rise in price because more and more people will want them. They're going to become quite collectible, and in 10 to 20 years' time, the non-ceramics, I think, will really they'll represent better bang per buck. Like if you look at it and say, okay, if you've got certain amount of dollars to invest, I reckon you get a bigger return if you bought a couple of non-ceramics instead of one ceramic. And this is a very interesting equation, but personally, if it was me, and I'm a huge bang per buck person, I want fucking value. I want great value for money, and I want stuff to show for my hard-earned cash. So if it was me, I'm starting to warm to the ceramic. I didn't like it for a while, but I've got to give it kudos. It is an improvement, but is it worth the big premium? And this is something only you can answer. See, you think about it. A two-tone GMT ceramic, you're looking at $11,500. This is Australian dollars. You're almost looking at a solid gold president Rolex. I'm a great bang per buck sort of believer. I think you'd have to really have your heart set on a ceramic two-tone to justify the expenditure. And I think if you bought a solid gold president, I think that would retain its value better than a ceramic two-tone GMT. They're all cool watches. Yes, they are. They are cool fuckers. I can understand that. But you really got to decide what you want. And this is the whole thing. It's personal choice. Is it worth the money or not? That's something only you can decide. For me, I'd rather get the lesser model, cash in on the saving. And I say that because I've got some Pateks in my collection. I've got a Reverso, I've got an AP. So if I added a Rolex, it wouldn't be my peacock piece. The piece you wear to fuck other people off. The peacock piece, fuckers. But if I only had one piece, I could see why you wouldn't mind putting a bit more money in and getting the ceramic. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's your decision. And I could understand people going for either piece. So don't think that it's a case, it's just a game, set and match. This is a situation where either way isn't terribly wrong. Either way is a good decision. I'm Archie Luxury. Tell me what you prefer out of these two watches, fuckers.